So I am here with David today, and we're going to be talking about the workplace and how we can communicate better. Um, he's a jokester. So, but yeah, so let's get started with some questions. Um, so we're going to talk about. Okay, so we're going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about how can limited time impact the workplace. So you can think of a time like where you work and time was a big thing, like getting things in on time or.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if I had a deadline that I could, it actually made me work faster. Like if I'm under a deadline,
Mhm.
it'll make me be more productive. If I don't have a deadline, then I'll just let it go,
Like you'll forget to do it, or
or
you
I'll
just
just
kind of
until you
zone
give
out.
me a deadline. There's no deadline for this.
Okay, so in your head, you expect the boss to give you an assignment along with a date and a time that needs to be done. So if he would say, hey David, I need you to pick up some waters to replace, for the patients or whatever, you you wouldn't get that job done because he didn't give you a deadline of when to get. Is
I'm
that what you're saying?
not to say I wouldn't get it done. I just wouldn't hasten to get it done
Okay, so
unless they said, we need that by 3 o'clock.
now would you ask your employer, like, is it a deadline you would like to have this done by?
Yeah. Well, when did you need that today or
Okay, yeah,
tomorrow?
that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. So
Then I can categorize it.
right, I see what you mean. Okay. And then did you read and adapt to situations well? Like if he tell you to do one thing and then he decides, hey, we're gonna change plans. Are you well with that, or does it bother you when things change suddenly?
It just depends. I've been at jobs where I'm hired to do one thing, and then they ask me to paint the walls, which is not in my job description.
Right.
And so, in order to continue to receive this paycheck, you just do what they ask you to. Now you gotta realize that the reason that you hired me and what you just asked me to do are in stark opposition to each other. And so what you hired me to do may not get done because you're asking me to do something completely against what you hired me to do.
So, for example, you were hired to be an electrician,
Yeah,
but it didn't have work for that particular day, and so they want to utilize you in your
elsewhere,
time. So they put you on another job that's not in your requirement,
right?
and so you would just do it.
You do what you're told. I
Just do
mean,
it. Okay.
it's not like I'm doing it for free.
Now, what if you're not qualified to do that job?
If I'm not qualified to do the job, as long as you're still paying, I'm gonna try to figure it out.
That's good. That's good. Because that's
I ain't doing nothing for free.
good, but that's very good skills for leadership, and jobs like to see that you could take leadership even if you can't do a particular skill.
Hmm.
You can research, or you can actually call on someone else who is capable of doing that skill, because
Hmm.
sometimes it might be another employee that maybe has that skill under their belt, and maybe you don't have it, but you could always ask them, hey, can you assist me with this? I am not the best painter. I know I should know how to paint, but I don't usually paint. Um,
Right,
and so, could you assist me in making sure I'm doing this properly? And so
right.
that always helps then versus telling your, the owner or whoever's in charge of
I
the management.
ain't doing it.
Right. It's a lot better than saying, hey, I'm not doing this because, they like you to take the leadership role and figure it out. So
That's
I
fine.
think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, so it seemed like you did good with that. And how can other people not doing their part impact the workplace?
That's simple. If I work at McDonald's and I'm flipping the burgers and you're supposed to be dropping the fries, and you just not dropping the fries, then I gotta flip the burgers and drop the fries. That's gonna be a big deal. You feel me? So now I
Right.
can't drop as many, I can't flip as many burgers because I have to drop the fries. And if I drop the fries, I can't drop as many fries as I'm supposed to because I also got to flip burgers.
Right, and it becomes exhausting if you have to tend to do all the roles
Yeah.
at a particular job when you're
And I'm
supposed
only
to be
getting
working together as
paid
a team.
to flip burgers.
Right.
Come on. I'm only doing what I'm getting paid for. So if the fries ain't dropped, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right, I understand. So now, how can we approach this situation when an employee is not doing their job properly? How would you? Have you been in a situation where you
Yeah.
had to approach management about it?
You do gotta see what's wrong. Cause the person not dropping fries, it could be because you're asking them to go get some pickles. So I gotta see what's wrong. I can't just jump to the conclusion. Oh, you lazy because you didn't dropping the fries. See, now we arguing about the fight because I just didn't take the time to figure out what was wrong.
So do you go to the employee or do you just go straight to management? Like, do you try
It
to
just
figure it out
depends. It
first,
just
or?
depends. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the time period that you weren't there to drop those fries.
Right.
If an hour goes past, it's like, oh, maybe they were sick, or maybe they quit, or something. You know what I mean? But if it's 10 minutes, I could drop fries and flip burgers for 10 minutes, as long as you say something to me.
Right, and what I've realized is sometimes, maybe the employee is not aware that, it's a role that they're supposed to be doing, or maybe they're not aware of how to do the role.
Yeah.
So I always go and ask, hey, how can I help you? They might just need some help. Maybe, like you said, they're given other tasks and they have to do them, and they can't complete the original task they were supposed to be on. So sometimes that helps if you go, how can I assist you? And usually they get the idea, and they're like, oh, if you could help me in this way or in that way, that would help everything go well. So I think the very last thing you want to do is go to management, though. Try to figure it out yourself. Maybe try to talk to the employee in a nice, respectful way. And if that doesn't work, or if the employee becomes a little upset, or you can't talk to them, then you go to your management. But all right, so that sounds good. Um, do you think you can improve on how you adapt to situations better in the future?
Yeah, I think that's actually what intelligence is. Intelligence is to be able to expeditiously adapt to your environment. I feel like I was intelligent enough to get this burger flipping job. I'm pretty much probably intelligent enough to also drop the fries. Then move up on lettuce. And that's when the big bucks start kicking in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And is there anything that you want to improve in the future, as far as communication? Any issues that you ran into?
Management, I think for the most part, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so if you're dealing with somebody who is the sole manager and they have like an error about themselves. And so it creates a divide between management and regular employees.
I see.
So you have to always be mindful of having different levels of management. I want to be able to tell on the manager if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
So you like more of a corporate setting where it's someone over the manager. It's not just one person in charge,
I do think that there needs to be a hierarchy.
or a check and balance system, as we
Hmm.
would say. Okay.
There needs to be everywhere.
Now, if it isn't a check and balance system, it's just one person in charge. Do you have a good idea of how to handle things? If
Well, that's a monopoly of power. And so typically these people are tyrants. And you can't really speak your mind. You can't tell them what you want, especially if you're making pretty decent money. You
right,
just have to shut up and do what they tell you
this
to
is
do.
a situation where you have to be more adaptable.
What could you do?
Yeah.
You gotta shut up and do it, especially if you got a family to feed. You just gotta shut up and do what they tell you. Period. I mean, it's slavery.
Oh.
That's what it is, regardless of what you think.
Yeah, so just try to make the best out of the situation. Try to take so much of the leadership role as you can, and try to do a lot of the tasks as you can, so that way you don't have to be in front of the management as much as possible. I
Right.
think that would be like probably the best way to deal with that situation, and making sure you're working together with your the rest of the employees as a team to get everything accomplished. Usually that's the best role to take in those situations if it's not corporate. So.
Right.
Well, David, thanks a lot for doing
Is that
this
it?
video today. Yes,
That was only
that's
10
all.
minutes.